In 1922, I had returned to Paris for a fresh start with a dashing new hat. I quickly ran into an old friend, Jack Hayes. That evening, we wound up at the social event of the season, an engagement party uniting two of Paris's most prestigious families. But what began as a wild night of champagne and glamour ended in murder. Jack's old war buddy, Nate Sparks, was dead, and Jack was fingered as the killer. With the police convinced of his guilt, it was up to me to unravel the mystery and unmask the real culprit before death decided to crash another party.
Can June Parker solve the case? Read Death Wasn't Invited today.
And we are live. Hello, detectives, and welcome to this very special book club. It's the first June's Journey book club because, of course, we just recently released the new June's Journey novel, Death Wasn't Invited. It's been only 10 days, right? And it was a very exciting time. We are very proud of this book. And we even have before I get ahead of myself. So for this book club, we are going to basically enjoy the novel itself. We're going to talk about it. And here, of course, I am Rodrigo. I am from the community managing team. You probably saw me before on YouTube, but you probably already saw Elizabeth as well. You have participated on a lot of our productions in the past, right? So I noticed on the comments, a few people already know who you are, like you're already kind of Wooga famous, June's Journey famous.
Oh, that's good to know. I hope that's a good thing.
Definitely is. And behind the camera, we have April as well, and she's going to be on the chat. So she's going to be selecting a few of your questions or your comments so we can read online and also answer them, of course, if you have any questions. So, yes, and I was mentioning before, the book is out for only 10 days, but it has already been like a wonderful ride, and we do have a special announcement about it.
Oh yeah, we just found out that thanks to you, our fans, our players, and our readers, Death Wasn't Invited hit the USA Today bestseller list on its first week. And so we are just very, very excited that all the love for June has already manifested.
It's incredible, right? Like the power of this community, the power that you detectives from around the world bring, is amazing, really. Like we of course, we were dreaming about it, but we never really expected it. So it was a wonderful surprise. As soon as we saw the US Today list and this book was there, we were all really, really proud. Like the whole of Wooga we just announced it immediately. Everybody was cheering. It was awesome. Really, really fun.
I was insufferable in the writers' rooms for that entire day.
Did you see?
Yeah, bestseller. I would just walk around and just go bestseller, randomly at people.
So as you can see, yes, this book is a passion project, right? From Wooga. Elizabeth was involved. That's why she's one of our guests. She's our guest tonight. But also working, of course, with Carlene O'Connor, the writer, and she was also a very lovely person. You probably saw the interview that Elizabeth did with her. We posted as well on Facebook, YouTube, and all our social media channels. And if you haven't, I invite you to check it out as well. Before we started, I was taking a look in the chat. So hello, chat. I hope you are all well. And I was amazed to see people from all over the world. Really, I was reading, and it was all over the world, from my home place, from Brazil, your home place from Canada, but also a lot of people from the US, Germany, Holland, Dominican Republic. So yes, people from all over the world saying hello. So hello to you all in many languages. I don't know all the languages, but hello to you all. And yes, this live stream is going to be in English, but I hope you can join us and keep track with us and enjoy this time. Okay, so we already have one question that someone sent us in advance that I want to address as well, just because it's something more technical. So Kevin, he said on Facebook, he already ordered the book, but he's waiting for it to arrive. And apparently he's from Australia, right? And yes, we do. Our publisher focus really on the US markets and also the UK, for example, because the book at the moment is only in English. And I know that obviously Australia speaks English as well. But the thing is for the distribution for Other places, it's like a third party who's taking care of it. So it's a little bit more convoluted and it can take a little bit longer. So I'm very sorry about it. Of course, you can already buy the ebook, and then whenever you get your hands on the printed copy, because it's so nice, it's actually it's like shiny and stuff. It's really good. You know, it's very good quality.
So pages have numbers and everything.
Yes, it's really, and it smells like a new book as well. So all these advantages you can, if you can wait a little bit, is definitely going to be worth it. I already have some other comments. Would you mind to read some of them?
Oh yeah, okay. Let's see. Carolyn Geffert went to the book event in Chicago, and she and her sister had a blast. That's good to know. I was not there, but April was.
April was.
And she enjoyed the experience, but not the jet lag, if I understand correctly.
The jet lag is a little bit tough, of course. Yes, I unfortunately couldn't join as well, but I already saw, we are going to have a video about it going out tomorrow on our social media channels. And it's lovely. It was so nice to see you all. Like, it was a packed event. It was like 65 people in this bookstore. Caroline was there as well, and it was just like a very positive vibe, you know. I could see it was really a wonderful event, and I'm very jealous. I couldn't go. Maybe next time. And let's see. So Sarah, she said, I think June should be with Charlie. Jax looks too rough and worn. June needs a man that's good looking and higher class.
Higher class.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I believe Sarah is referencing Charlie, who is a stuntman that June has a relationship with in the first volume of the game.
See.
But Jack being low class is kind of funny because Jack's family are like these really, really blue-blooded wasps from New England.
Yeah, they are politicians even.
They're
right?
politicians, yeah. In the June universe, his grandfather was like governor of Massachusetts. So Jack did have a silver spoon in his mouth before he threw it away.
Yeah, he's just really, I think he likes to have like this more like a simple lifestyle, right? He's like, he likes the greediness, maybe like the cowboy vibe kind of thing. It's how he portrays himself. It's not like he didn't have the opportunity to be fancy.
Oh yeah.
Right? And then Helen, she said, hello fellow June's Journey fans. June's Journey is my all-time favorite game. We of course are very glad to hear about it, and we hope that you managed to get the book and read it. Perhaps you're going to like it as well. So going forward, how this book club is going to work, right? We are basically going to discuss a little bit of the book, the characters, our favorite moments, and of course, Elizabeth has a lot of behind-the-scenes things to share with us, so that's going to be very fun. And between this, we are going to, of course, read your comments, and we are going to have some trivia questions as well. So if you are fast in the chat and answer the trivia correctly, at the end of this live stream, we are going to share gifts on the description. So we're going to have a few links for you with a few prizes, but that's, of course, if you get the answers correctly, right? So there's a little bit of a challenge for you as well, watching us on Facebook and YouTube. And I saw there was a lot of people already, so I'm very happy to be here with you all. This evening. Oh, and Sylvia said, I love Elizabeth's shirt.
Oh, yes.
June and Virginia and Jack and Amelia. Classic. The dynamic fourth? No. Like, what's the...
How many? One, two...
Yeah,
there's
people.
four.
Yeah.
There's four.
All right. So, and then Sarah said, please, we will make it as an audiobook. Yes, Sarah. Actually, yes. So I have a positive answer for you. The audiobook is already being worked on. It's not ready. And as soon as it's ready, we're definitely going to share it all around. If you follow us on social media, I'm sure you're going to see it. We are going to make sure of it.
Oh, absolutely. And I love listening to audiobooks. They're really fun to do when you're exercising or walking. Chores, it's a great thing. I listen to a lot of books on audio. Do you? I
do, yes. I love to have, like you said, like this kind of, this audio filling up the room, let's say, when I'm cooking, for example, lunch or something. There's moments you can focus on two things, basically, right? Or doing exercise, like I said. So definitely audiobooks. I already read the book, but I will definitely listen to the audiobook as well, because sometimes there's also the matter of the interpretation of the reader that can be fun, can be special.
Especially for comedic moments, I find.
And Linvo already said it was a fun read. Will there be another mystery?
Ooh, well, I suppose that depends.
Yes.
That is a mystery that is still being investigated at this moment.
Unfortunately, it's not up to us. Of course, we would love to have
absolutely, yeah.
another one, but it takes, of course, a lot of work. For example, let's talk more about the behind the scenes later, right? And let's all get ahead of ourselves. So now, the first topic that I would like to bring regarding the book is the characters. So of course we have a wonderful mix of June's Journey characters that we all know and love, and a few new characters as well to create this whole Parisian ensemble, like the society that we meet. So let's start with the characters that we know.
Yeah.
So for example, the first thing that happens basically is that June is arriving in Paris, and at this moment she's very young, right?
Yeah, so she's in her 20s. The book is set in 1922, which is before the first volume of the game begins. She's still a nurse. She's still living in Paris, but she has just come back to Paris after visiting her family. So she is not a detective yet. She has no aspirations to become a detective yet, but she's still very much an inquisitive, curious person.
Of course, her talent was already there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And also I found it so endearing that one of the first things that happens as well is that she's so glad that she just got her hat, right? So Claire, her sister, gave her the hat as a gift, and she's so glad she's going to be able to kind of premiere the hat in Paris, right? So like this heart of fashion in Europe, and she's going to be able to wear her hat for the first time. So it's like the origin story of the hat somehow.
Oh yeah. Not to do too much of a spoiler of the game, but for those who have played quite a bit of the game's narrative, this book is sort of set right at the end of Volume 2, which takes place as sort of almost like a prequel story. And so right after the end of Volume 2 is when this novel begins.
So end of Volume 2, then the book, and then Volume 1.
Yes.
Okay. Convoluted, but there you go.
There's a logic to it,
Okay.
but somewhere.
And yes, and then of course, after June, I think, of course, she does mention her sister that's not there, but is there in spirit within the hat, let's say. And then the other person that she meets is Nate. And Nate is a new character.
Yes, indeed.
And you worked a lot with Nate, right? Because you wrote The Secrets, where Nate is introduced.
I did, yeah. So Nate is an old Air Force friend of Jack's. So we meet him at the beginning of this novel, but then we also decided to write a secret that would show how he and Jack became friends, so that players could have a bit more of a chance to get to know Nate. And yeah, so I got to write that secret. So in case this wasn't clear, I'm one of the senior writers for June's Journey. And so Jack and Nate were both volunteer American pilots with the French Air Force during World War I. The United States didn't enter that war until later, but Jack and Nate volunteered, and so they were actually fighting for France. And they were both kind of rivals to see who would be the best pilot. But they kind of ended up becoming friends instead.
That's awesome, yeah, because of course Nate is he is like a trickster, right? Like, or he likes to have fun or make prank. He's a prankster.
He is a prankster. He has a bit of a mischievous side, both for good or ill.
And then, of course, he steals June's hat.
Yes, yeah.
Imagine you just arrive in Paris, you're feeling, this is going to be a wonderful springtime in Paris. And the first thing, you get robbed.
No!
But fortunately, it was in good spirits after June chases him for a little bit.
Yes, no hats. I can spoil that. No hats are damaged in this novel.
Yes.
No hats are harmed.
It wasn't touched. All good. And then, of course, she meets Jack again. And where were June and Jack, like, let's say, relationship at this moment?
Well, they did date briefly, like early in the 20s, but then afterwards kind of just saw that they were better as friends. So at this point, they're just on friendly terms with each other. And at this point, Jack is also younger. He's a bit less responsible than he eventually becomes within the greater story of the game. But he still is, all in all, a pretty decent chap. And a good friend to have at your side.
True. Yeah. So one thing that really caught my attention is that this book really focuses on, or doesn't focus, but since it's all in Paris, June has to speak a lot of French. And I don't know, I didn't notice or I didn't register playing the game that she was so fluent in French. So was this always the case in the game, or the book, let's say, she became better in speaking French during the book?
Well,
because she needed to, of course.
Well, because June's Journey, the story, she goes to all these sorts of different countries. That's just kind of never a concept that we directly addressed. But I would say that, yes, she would have to be fluent in French because June, for multiple years, worked as a nurse during World War I, but she also lived in Paris and worked as a nurse there. So I would certainly hope she was fluent in French if she was nursing there. So I think it stands to reason that she would have had a decent French education and be fluent enough to practice medicine.
Yeah, it was also a fairly popular language to learn at the time, right?
Yes, and she
Not
had
only in Europe, but also in America, I guess, and in US.
and she had an upper class upbringing, so there definitely would have been like, she probably also knows Latin, probably canonically.
Exactly, she had a very high class education. And oh yes, so Kathleen said, "Thank the Lord, can't support hat abuse." Yes.
Oh, excellent! Thank you, Kathleen Haug.
And also a lot of people sending Jack some love, right? Mm-hmm. Can you scroll down a little bit, April, please? Oh yes, now we have the comments here. So Tia Mika Maxwell said he's a good guy indeed, and then BD8 said Jack has a heart of gold and he adores June. Yeah, that's very clear from the beginning of this. Even though they're not together, he can be a little bit flirty.
Oh, absolutely.
But he also likes her like as a friend.
Absolutely, and I think that's like probably like the core of their relationship is that they just fundamentally enjoy being around each other and respect each other for their different strengths and skills, but they just get along. They just have this chemistry.
Yeah.
And Carleen O'Connor does an amazing job portraying that in the novel. There are just a lot of cool like scenes of banter and them working together. I can't say all of the scenes because I want people to read the novel, but I think there are going to be a lot of really fun scenes for readers to look forward to.
Yeah, like in the beginning of the novel as well, we have this little flashback that I really thought it was very special, kind of to introduce us to this relationship between June and Jack, especially for people that may not know. Because of course we want people from all, not only June's Journey fans to read the book, but everybody, right? So we have this flashback where Jack is having a tattoo. I think it's still during the war, right? And June is just overwhelmed. She had a terrible day, as a nurse during the war. Is probably, of course, extremely stressful all the time. But at that day, she was incredibly tired and just like
she'd lost a patient too.
Yeah,
really
exactly. It was very tough on her. And Jack was there, and Jack was fun, but he also was there for her. He was very present and a good listener. And then she really appreciated it. It was exactly what she needed at the moment. And so Jack could be there as well. Could be this for her, like a good listener and like a supportive guy at the moment.
And what I love about that is that Carleen O'Connor got the inspiration from one of our character photos. So there is so one of the character photos that, when you get the puzzle pieces in the game and it reveals something, it's how June first met Jack when he's getting a tattoo. There was sort of a story that went along with it that she'd lost a patient and she, was able to sort of tell him her problems. And Carleen incorporated that into the novel, and the scene itself was just so beautifully written that it was just an excellent way of sort of bringing the game and the book together.
Yeah, I do agree. It really stood out to me, even like, of course, I already knew the story, and I can picture the image when you said it. Like I know which one it is, so I definitely know. I can see like Jack having like the little heart tattoo. Really funny. And Magdalena said, "Thank goodness Jack became a more responsible." Yes.
The bar was originally a little bit low. I believe at one point he was like a stunt pilot as well with a flying circus, and so he's used to having risky jobs.
And now we talked about a little bit of the classic characters. There's also Amelia, of course.
Yes.
She's the third character that we have from the game that is, and makes complete sense because she lives in Paris, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And she's doing well, right, at the moment. She is a successful painter at this, doing the novel.
She has like a small but really solid gallery, and she knows a lot about what's going on in Paris, particularly sort of like the underground scene. So she ends up being like a really good asset to June as she starts her investigation.
Yeah. Besides, of course, being there emotionally as well, as a good friend.
Exactly.
And then, of course, we have whole new cast of characters besides Nate's that we already talked about. We have the two main families.
Yep. So the story is that June, Jack, and Nate go and attend an engagement party between these two really powerful families in Paris. But these families are kind of like oddly matched. So you have the Auclairs, who are like very old money, like aristocratic, generations and bloodlines, and then you have the Picards, who are incredibly wealthy, but they're kind of new money, and they got their fortune through like retail and production, and so they're not always on friendly terms with each other, despite the fact that their kids are getting married.
Yeah, it's more like the marriage is more about consolidating these two families as like a powerhouse in a way, like making it like they're both the fortunes and also like a steam in the Parisian society, like stronger together in a way. Right?
Exactly.
It's not because of love, let's say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like a lot of different parties want this marriage to happen.
Even though Elizabeth, well, that's your namesake, of course. Is it a coincidence, do you think? Or?
I hope so.
Anyway, Elizabeth is part of the
She's the Auclairs.
The Auclair family.
Yeah, she's the daughter of the Auclair family.
And she's marrying Reginald Picard.
Yes.
And she does like him, right? Like Reginald. She likes him enough, I guess.
Exactly, yeah. She's up for it, yeah.
Yeah, she does not hate him or despise him.
Exactly, yeah. Faint. The praise is faint, but it is there, yes.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not necessarily an emotional relationship, but they are both kind of loyal to their families in that way, so.
Definitely. And these families, they more tolerate each other than anything, right?
Yeah, the marriage is something that's meant to sort of consolidate the power between these two families, so there's a lot of people invested in making sure that this wedding goes forward. Different parties that may be quite angry if someone decides to make sure the wedding does not go forward. So we have,
So, let's see some of the comments. I already have some extra ones here. We have Peggy, and she said, I think it's always nice when you're friends first. Oh yes, when you're first in a relationship, right? Everything afterwards is just the icing on the cake. I just love June and Jack's relationship. That makes sense, right? Like there's the respect you have for each other, right? So this is, I think, having like a solid friendship is easier to have a relationship when you're also good friends.
Exactly.
Anne Nielsen?
Anne Nielsen, I think. She says, finished the book right away.
Ooh.
What I enjoyed was the depth it added to the characters of June and Jack. Hard agree. When we write for the game, we have character limits. And I think one of the big advantages of having the novel is June can now speak in lines of more than 90 characters. And Carleen O'Connor is able to sort of expand the boundaries of how these characters operate and just added this really beautiful sort of nuance to the story that we had already built.
Yeah, I think she really, with your help, of course, and the other writers, really nailed the characters. They really feel like June and Jack and the characters that we love, but with more words, they are able to do more, right? And it's very nice to see like the internal dialogue as well of June, how she operates. That was very cool as well, like this other side of her. And now we're going to have our first little trivia break.
Ooh.
So, April, can you put the trivia on the screen, please? And the first question is, the first challenge, and you're of course going to get the prize by the end, is what did the police find as alleged proof of Jack's guilt? So, yes, we are going to talk more about the plot very soon, but eventually Jack is arrested. And I really love the image that our artist made for this scene because it's so powerful and Jack is so sad. And he's just like, his eyes are like, he's devastated. He's like, oh no, like I cannot believe this is happening. And French police just very seriously take him away. So I'm going to give you some time to think and answer on the chat as well, of course. So let's take a look as well on some other comments. So we have here another one from Peggy. In future books, could you please make a large print version as well? Us older folks have a bit of trouble with small print. Love you guys.
Yep. As someone who now has to turn up the font size when she is writing, I feel that in my eye sockets. So.
Thank you for the feedback. Definitely something to consider for the future. And it's very good for us to know as well. This is something that our audience is looking forward. So we can definitely share with the teams and the producers and everything. So perhaps in the future we can make this happen. But of course, there's always the option of getting the ebook, right?
Yes, I like ebooks particularly because then I can choose the font size, which is like expand, 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 expand.
And then there's no wrong, right? You can make it gigantic and read it on your pace. Of course, there's not like the physicality of having the real book, but the story is the same at least. Okay, so we also have Candy Popel said, love an audio version. Some of us are old and have bad eyes. Low. Yes, as we said, the audio version is already being worked on. So look forward to that. It's going to happen.
And one of the interesting things about when there's an audio version is we get asked, what accents do characters have? What do they sound like? What are their backgrounds? And that was something that we didn't always have to think about when we were writing words that were just intended to be read. And so that was interesting to have to sort of put together a bit of a guide for the narrator.
Ooh, I see that people already, you already answered correctly. So the answer was his pearl-handled knife. So yes, Jack had a very beautiful knife, and it had his initials on it, right?
Yes.
So that was very troublesome.
Yeah, Jack has a really big, his full name is Avery Jackson Hayes III. So he had like those full initials on there. It's like, it's a long knife, many initials. But yeah, so it's a gift from Nate. And so when this ends up being the rather incriminating weapon, it's a bit hard to erase suspicion from him.
Yeah, no, that was rough. That was a very unfortunate incident. And I see someone asked where can I buy the book? So we do have a website that's junesjourney.com/death wasn't invited. So with hyphen, so death wasn't invited. And in this website, you can find a lot of different options. So you can really scroll down a little bit and you can see different stores that have it. I know there's a lot of physical stores, especially in the US, where you can go and buy, and there's a list there. So if you're interested, you can either buy online or go to one of the stores. So now that we have our first trivia done and you got it correctly, so as a reminder, by the end of this live stream, you're going to receive the gift. It's going to be on the description.
Yay.
We're going to update it with the link. So you can click it and go to the game and receive the reward. So now we would like to get a little bit deeper into the plot. And of course, we're not going to go super far, not to spoil anything, but let's go through the first 4 chapters. Because basically the first 4 chapters are very, of course, they set the mood and also like the incident that basically is the reason for the whole book. And is also already kind of here on the back, you can basically read his main facts, let's say.
Yeah, the first 4 chapters are very much fall into sort of the classic murder mystery vein. One of which is that you meet all the major characters right away, so that by the time the murder happens, you'll already have a list of suspects. So we get to meet pretty much most of the important characters in the book. We meet them all within the first 4 chapters. But it first starts out with like June. June comes back to Paris and she runs into Jack, who introduces her to Nate. And Nate says, hey, why don't we go to this amazing party?
Well, sounds good. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. So they show up and it turns out that this party is going to be on this beautiful steamboat on the Seine. And then he kind of shocks them by saying, like, we're not actually invited. Let's try to crash this party.
Oh, no.
So Nate, again, as we've mentioned, he's mischievous. He's a trickster. He says, this is this big high society party. Like, I bet I could kind of sneak us aboard. And he kind of convinces Jack and June to go along with it, being like, it's not hurting anybody. It's like a fun bit of mischief. There'll be champagne. There'll be fireworks. It'll be amazing. And he kind of talks them into it. And so they end up kind of finagling themselves onto this boat.
Then we meet Flora, right?
Yes, we meet Flora. So
she's very lovely. I like this character a lot.
Yeah, so Flora Picard she's the member of the Picard, the groom's side of the wedding party. And she is this lovely little old lady who loves things that match. And she kind of has some memory problems, but she's overall just a delightful little old lady. And Nate basically kind of sweet talks her into having them along as her like plus ones.
And then she's like, yeah, sure. And it's cool because she is like the new money side of
yes, she is.
The wedding, right? So she doesn't really see them as like a lesser or anything. There's like, they seem cool.
Yeah.
I can help them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So they talk themselves onto the boat and they're having a good time. But then they kind of learn that Nate wasn't entirely honest with them about the purpose of the party.
Yes.
So they figure out it's like an engagement party between Elizabeth Auclair and Reginald, my terrible accent.
Picard.
Elizabeth Auclair and Reginald Picard. But they then learn that Nate and Elizabeth used to date.
Dun, dun, dun.
And
Wow.
that Nate is actually here to try and talk Elizabeth out of the wedding.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Very awkward. Yeah, he didn't wait for the classic wedding scene, like where you say like, "I."
I know he waits until the boat like takes off,
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
they have a captive audience.
And then he goes like, "Oh, Elizabeth, we can run away, right? I have the means now for us to flee. I don't have to do this anymore."
Yeah, and Jack and June are not best pleased about this.
No,
because,
they're very annoyed.
No, well, yeah, because he also only does this after the boat has taken off. So like June and Jack are also now trapped on this boat.
You're like, oh no,
as the party crashers.
Yeah.
In the most awkward situation imaginable. And Jack is especially not happy and is kind of has kind of like a visible argument.
Yeah,
with
Jack
Nate.
is like, I cannot believe he did this again, right?
Yeah.
I guess he already got into shenanigans with Nate before. He's
Yes.
like, oh no, he tricked me again.
Again, yeah.
Oh no.
And so they get into a bit of an argument, and we get to meet some of the other characters and learn about each of them as they kind of react in different hostile ways to June and Jack. But then things start going awry. Right during the engagement party, all the lights on the boat go out.
Yeah.
That's
That's very scary. Everybody's like,
what's going
nervous
on?
about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, in classic murder mystery fashion, when the lights go on, they have one fewer guest at this party. It was Nate. Nate is no longer a guest, as he is
Yes.
at this point no longer living.
Yes.
He has joined the choir Immaculate.
Yes. And this is the end of chapter 4. So this is how we set up for this adventure, for this mystery. And one thing as well that happened just before the lights went out.
Oh, yes.
Is that Jack lost his knife or disappeared.
Yes. So Jack was given. Sorry about that. Jack is gifted the knife by Nate at the beginning of the book. And while they're at this party, he notices that it's missing. And in fact, a lot of people around the boat start to notice that some of their items or valuables are missing. June's hat gets stolen a second time.
Yeah.
Again, no hats are harmed.
No.
But this hat goes on an adventure. So a bunch of items go missing, and it's very awkward. And as the items start getting returned, the knife has not been returned until Nate is found dead with Jack's knife in his chest.
Yeah. So would you say that the objects were hidden?
Yes.
They were hidden objects.
It was a hidden object mystery. Yeah. What an interesting concept. Someone should make a game about that.
Yes, it sounds like a lovely game. I would play definitely.
Yep.
So yeah, like of course, like Jack knew Nate. He was. People heard him being like annoyed at Nate,
Yes,
right?
people heard him arguing with Nate.
And then Nate appears with his knife on his chest.
Exactly. And on top of that, though, Jack is a stranger in this situation.
Yes.
Everyone else
they're
on this
all
boat,
crashing the party.
They're a party crasher. No one knows him. He's a foreigner. Like he's an American in Paris. And the other possible suspects, like everyone in the wedding party, is a member of a family that is either powerful or rich. So when the police do eventually show up, everyone is pointing the finger at Jack. They want this swept under the rug. They don't want any bad press or bad publicity. There's no one really to stick up for Jack and to sort of...
Yeah, except June, of course, but she's
June.
Also crashing the party, so they're just like, I don't know who you are.
Exactly.
Right? It's like, I don't have to take your word for it. Oh no, yeah, but Jack is so nice. He's my best friend. He'll never do this to Nate. I don't know you. Like,
yeah.
Like, why should I trust what you say, right? So she needs proof now.
And this is essentially why June decides to start looking into this case.
Yes.
One of the challenges that Carlene and the writing team on June's Journey had in building the concept of the novel is that because the story takes place before 1927, which is when the game starts, June isn't a detective yet. June only officially considers herself a detective when the game starts, when her sister dies and when she has to solve her sister's murder. That's when she sort of begins doing it as for a living. So at this point, in 1922, before this happens, she's not a detective yet. She needs a personal motivation to actually look into this to find out what happened.
Yes, she wants to save Jack from jail, basically, from French jail.
Exactly. So she's doing this as a concerned friend, not as a detective.
But she, of course, has a lot of talent for it.
Exactly.
She's really good. She's really good at it. Because I think she's really good because she's so relentless.
Yeah.
She won't stop for anything. She'll just go. She'll just go like one clue after the other, and she always have like, she takes time to ponder as well. You know, she takes like, okay, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to think about it. I think her process is very, very cool. And you can see that this is what makes her such a good detective, like in the future as well. She already had the good qualities of a good detective.
And I think she also keeps an open mind. She's had a lot of different life experiences throughout her life, and that gives her a lot of different skills and expertise, but it also allows her to see like different perspectives at the same time.
And I love how she keeps being suspicious of everyone, even though people are like, oh, this person seems nice, but I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. There's another comment from Kathleen Haug. Kathleen Haug. It's kind of good that many objects go missing. It makes it look better for Jack.
That's true.
You would think, like, if you were a logical person, like June is, and not
like the police.
Not like the police. Unfortunately, the police in this particular novel are not the most effective. Again.
Also because they are kind of too close with the families.
Yes, like both of the families in this book are like quite powerful politically in different ways, and like even the police inspector doesn't really want to tick off anyone who's powerful.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's straight up corrupt. He's just really like doesn't want to really go too deep.
Yeah, he doesn't want to make waves.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we have a lot of comments here. Nice. So June Bowen said, "I will stick up for Jack." Yes,
excellent.
Of course. He deserves it. Amanda said, first physical book I have bought in 10 or more years.
Oh.
And I read a lot. That's so cool. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Yes.
It looks great, right? Like, come on. It's very nice. Even though it's not a hardcover, I think it's perfectly like sized as a pocketbook as well. I had it on my backpack for a while as I read it, like coming going in and out, like when I would come here to Wooga to work, for example, I would come reading on the train, and it really flew by in like a week or so.
Yeah, there is something about, like, I love ebooks as well as physical books, but I think there's benefits to both. But if I ever really love a book that I've read first as an ebook, I will actually go and get a hard copy of it.
Just because, like, to have on your shelf, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Because books are kind of like furniture at the same time. Like when you have a bookshelf.
So BD8 said, I'm in the hat pin would be a great merch. Ooh, and a pearl handle knife pin for Jack. That's cool. And a plain pin. Well, I want a pin to represent different characters of June's journey. Yeah, like a pin series. That sounds very fun.
Yeah. Babs, 1966 says, love your accent. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know which one.
I'm assuming it's mine. It's
Maybe.
the Canadian accent.
Yeah.
You know, the whole oh and sorry. And
yeah, I have the Brazilian accent, I guess. So we have, it's a very multicultural crew here at Wooga. We have people from like 50 different countries, so it's very cool. Like there's different accents all around. And then we have Peggy saying, Inspector Laurent doesn't know who he's dealing with when it comes to June. So yes, Inspector Laurent is the main police chief, right?
Yep, he's the main official investigator on this case. And it is really clear, like right up front, that he's kind of already got it in for Jack. He already kind of thinks it has to be Jack. It's obviously this obnoxious American who is not rich and powerful, and he's just very close-minded. Like, again, he's a decent investigator, like, but at the same time, it's like he's got once he has an idea, he just doesn't look for any other avenues of thought.
He wasn't as open-minded as June was, as you mentioned before. Oh, it's time for another trivia break.
Yay!
So, can you please throw the trivia on the screen, April? Okay, cool. So the second trivia quiz is, or the question is, so what product built the Picard family's empire? So we are mentioning how they are the new money family.
They're new money, but
you're very careful not to mention exactly what they sell or produce.
Exactly. So how did they make all of that new money?
Yes, it's a very successful, it's very hype in Paris at the moment, the product they sell. Right?
Yes.
Everybody loves it. It's a super trendy. They have a wonderful shop that looks amazing. And it's like the talk of town, right? And everybody wants one or multiple. So let's
different variations.
Yes. So let's see if the chat can figure this out. I'm sure you're going to manage to do it very quickly. We already have some people responding correctly, April? Of course you do. If you read it, you're going to know. And we have it's wonderful to see that it's only been 10 days, but so many people already read it to completion. You know, like they're super into it.
Yeah.
They sell perfumes. So do you know why Caroline decided to go for perfumes? Is there anything? related to that?
I unfortunately didn't ask her at that point, but I would probably make an assumption that France is very, very well known for perfumes and for scents.
Yes.
And it's something where there's a lot you can do with the sense of smell. Sense of smells are like really closely tied to memory. There are entire parts of France that just grow lavender, specifically for like scents and perfumes. And I think Caroline O'Connor really worked to make sort of Paris, the setting, a bit of almost a character in itself. And so if I was her, I would assume it was because perfume is very, very much a part of Paris and French culture. But that is not an official answer because I did not ask her.
Maybe next time we can ask her. And it's already very cool that we are talking about her and how it was to work with her, because we are going to our last segment now, and it's about the behind the scenes.
Oh yeah.
So definitely I am very curious as well, because we didn't talk about this before. So I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot as well. And so I would love to know how it was the process. I know it took 2 long years since the beginning of the idea itself.
Yep.
So if you could talk about selecting Caroline, for example. I know you were involved in that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we put together kind of a list of particular authors, and I would go and explore this list to find someone who would have sort of the traits that we needed for this particular task. So the most important one was, can they write quickly? Because we wanted someone who we knew was like a very prolific. And so I would go and look to see what numbers of books had come out in the certain intervening years, and Caroline O'Connor had written multiple series within just a decade. And again, she wrote this novel in 6 months, which is, to me, is insane.
It's interesting for you to mention, because of course you just said that one of the qualities you wanted is someone that can write it quickly, but that said, she was so quick that you still got impressed.
Yes, yeah, exactly. We also, again, we wanted someone who was a mystery writer, but we also wanted someone who wrote like a particular tone of mysteries. So there's a wide spectrum of sort of tone and lightness and darkness that can be in like the mystery genre. So sometimes you'll have you'll have the cozy on one end, where like at the very end of the spectrum, it'll be like this cat who lives in a bakery solves crimes, where it's like very cute,
very cozy,
very sweet, very light. And then on the other end, you'll have like the dark Scandinavian,
serial killer,
horrifying mystery. Yeah, very dark. The girl with the dragon tattoo.
Oh yes.
And June is kind of a little bit in the middle, maybe more towards cozy a little bit, but with sort of like an undercurrent of darkness. So a lot like Agatha Christie, a lot like the murder mysteries of the 1920s and 30s. So again, it's not very graphic. There's not a lot of guts or violence, but there is still a lot of seriousness and tension and suspense. Caroline O'Connor, who's exceptionally well known for her Irish Village mystery series, kind of hit that tone really perfectly.
Yeah, and she was already a best-selling author as well, writer, and now she is again.
Yes, absolutely.
Because as we mentioned before, best-selling book. Best-selling book, guys. We're never going to let it go. We're going to be talking about this forever.
And so after that, it was a matter of approaching her. And I think this was just sort of an idea that kind of benefited both of us. So in this case, we would be able to introduce our players to a new author, Caroline O'Connor. And Caroline O'Connor would be able to introduce like her readers to a new type of game. And so once she kind of agreed to come on board, we sort of all got together. So it would be me, it would be Zach Parker, who is the head writer for June's Journey, and Caroline, and we would get together and we would start brainstorming the plot. So the writing we left to Caroline, because she is like the novelist, she's more experienced in writing in that particular format. But Zach and I would be along to help with the ideas, to make sure that the story stayed true to June's voice, the tone of the game, the characterization. We also helped Caroline, we gave Caroline aspects of the game so she could actually play the first and second volumes to get up on the stories.
That's also the images, right? You mentioned the Jack tattoo, for example.
Yep, the Jack tattoo. She would see how the characters looked like, what they were wearing. And that's another thing we didn't have to worry about in the novel, is June is not wearing the same clothes every day.
Yeah.
You can wear whatever you want when you're writing a novel. But yeah, so
I still picture her with her normal clothes, let's say.
Yeah.
Especially when she's going around Paris, I think like with the coat and everything and the hat.
it's so matching. Yeah, it's just a good ensemble.
I cannot not think about it. Yeah, it's just like, or when she talks to Amelia, even though Amelia is just working, at her studio, I think about like the long, wonderful dress, like the green dress that she wears often. Like, of course, she wouldn't wear that for work, right? Doesn't make any sense. But in my mind, I see it like that, just because I'm used to.
Yep.
So yeah, we have a very clear image of the characters, and she did nail the tone and the voice of them, and they're fun, and yeah, they're what we expect, and I think the fans are going to be very pleased. You did a good job as well with Zach and Carleen to really nail the voices.
Yeah, I really want to again call out Carleen O'Connor because she did write this novel, but the brainstorming and the plotting, we got to participate and help in that, and sort of steer the idea in ways that would fit the game. And like Carleen was also really appreciative. Like in the previous interview, she was mentioning how like this is not usually a collaborative process.
Exactly. Yeah.
And in many ways that can be a benefit. That's a lot how it's like when we're writing the stories for June's Journey, is that we write as a group. Like each writer will write their individual chapters, but when we're brainstorming arcs and volumes, we all get together and share ideas.
And one thing that I want to ask, was it hard, or did you have a lot of feedback rounds to nail the June voice, for example, or did Carleen really understood it quickly? How complex is to really nail such a beloved character's voice?
I think she nailed June, actually, June's voice. June's voice. I think she did a really excellent job with June's voice, like right off the bat.
Yeah.
She sort of captured that sort of balance where like June is sort of has an upper class upbringing, but she's kind of open-minded. So she sort of got that mixture of class, but with down to earthness. There were a couple of notes around Jack's character initially.
Okay.
Like she was really excellent with his like flirtatious scenes. There were a couple of scenes where he was a bit too comedic that we kind of had to pull back just a little bit.
The situation was demanded a more serious tone at that point.
Yes, like I think there was an earlier draft where so when Jack is initially arrested, he's very drunk because Nate, his friend, is dead, and he's
kind of makes sense, but at the same time would be too much, maybe too dark.
Yeah, and so it makes him a bit like less able to defend himself when he is accused.
Of course.
But in an earlier draft, his drunkenness is a bit more clownish, a little bit, and so that was pulled back. There's some elements of different things in the plot that had to be made like slightly less complex, or there were ways that June would solve problems where it was clever, but it was not the way that June typically solved problems in the game. I don't want to go into too much detail there, but none of it had to do with like the quality of Carleen's writing at all. It was more just like, this is how this character would more approach it in this particular way.
One thing that she said when she was, because Carleen visits us here in Berlin at Wooga, and we do have like this interview with her that Elizabeth made. It's on YouTube channel and Facebook as well, and Instagram. And I do not remember if this quote is in the video itself or not, but I remember her saying that as a writer, the way she likes to go about the characters is that she understands the characters. So she played the game, she talked with you and Zach, and then she starts kind of acting the character when she's writing.
Oh.
Yeah, she mentioned that she has this kind of, she likes to act as well. I think she was an actress as well at some point. So in her mind, she becomes June. So she managed to understand June enough that she could like, okay, now I'm going to write like June. Now I'm June, I'm going to write like June. You know what I mean? So she really managed to become June for the book. And I thought it was very interesting process that she explained to us. Of course, she could explain it better herself, but as I remember, that was the gist, and really, because I'm not a writer, so for me it was a very interesting way to see it, like the process of writing.
Yeah, like getting to be in sort of that character's point of view.
Yeah,
like,
that was awesome.
Every chapter in our game actually is told from a particular character's point of view. Mostly it's June, but sometimes it'll be other characters, and it's always interesting to see how different characters see the same situation differently.
Let's check out some of the comments then.
Oh, yeah.
So we have Elif, she said, as the author uses a specific expression many times in the book, my heart squeezes for you, Wooga, a lot.
Aw.
My heart squeezes for you. That's nice.
Marcel Loves says, I've always thought June's Journey needed to be a full novel long before this. The way the game is so well written with the different mysteries and storylines.
There you go, Marcel. I hope you liked the book.
Thank you.
I hope it really nailed the tone and what you expected out of a June novel. And if you haven't read it yet, so yeah, please do. Be our guest. Okay, so we are going towards the end of this book club. I hope you're enjoying it so far. So let's go for the last trivia. So this last question worth another prize, and it's already on the screen. And this is a little bit trickier because you need to know, you need to have read this on the book. So how many ostrich feathers are in Genevieve's headdress? And you can find this in the chapter 4. So this is my clue, or my tip. If you're not 100% sure, you can take a look on chapter 4, and it's going to be described there exactly how many of the feathers are in her headdress. And of course, if you already read the book, and if you liked it, or even if you didn't, leave a review. It's very nice. It's very good for us. There's many websites, like for example Goodreads, and also on all the websites that you can purchase the book, you can leave a review there. So if you can please let us know what you thought on this website. It always helps the book to be to really spread the word of the June's Journey novel, for even more people to be able to enjoy it and read it.
Absolutely. And if you liked the writing style, Carleen O'Connor has a lot of other mystery novels out. So again, if you liked Death Wasn't Invited, then you may find another whole group of novels that you would also like that she has written.
It's the same vibe, like the same atmosphere. Did you read them?
I've read some of them. I think I read part of the first one. I read the title is eluding me. This is live. No. So she's written the Irish Village Mysteries.
Yes.
So those are not period pieces, though. Those are sort of take place in the current contemporary times, but they all are all around the same sort of Irish village. So there still is very a cozy vibe.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I see that some people already got it correctly. April? Nice. So it was... Okay, so this was actually tricky, right? It was a trick question in a way, but I saw that you got it correctly. It was originally 25 feathers. However, in the hidden objects moment of the book, one of the feathers went missing. And it's funny because the matriarch of the Alucards was really bummed by it, right? Because she made it. Oh,
yes, yeah. So the matriarch of the O'Clairs family,
O'Clairs, yes, yeah.
Lillian, is an aspiring fashion designer who designed the headdress. And so she's like, I know it's supposed to have 25 feathers.
And she's obsessed about those feathers.
And no one else is because they didn't design it, And I guess if I designed the hat, I would be like, I know what's in it.
Yeah. She was always talking about the feathers. She was like, it was the bane of her existence that one of them went missing. It was very funny. I
was like, priorities. There's a dead person here.
Where is the feather? So you got it correctly. Congratulations. Again, at the end of this live stream, we're going to share the prizes with you on the description of this live stream on Facebook and also on YouTube. So you just need to refresh the page as soon as we say goodbye, basically. Let's take a look at some of the other comments. So BD8 said, this is so fun. It's the first event I've attended. So welcome. I hope you're liking it. We're almost over, but it was a wonderful hour that we spent together, right?
It's been an hour?
Almost.
It has not felt like an hour.
Right, yeah, the conversation is flowing. The book is very interesting. I know that you could talk about it for days, so that's why I invited you,
Yes.
Let's see. So Sherrod said, this has been so fun to read. Yes, I agree. It was a very fun book.
So glad to hear that.
Angela said, you're all amazing. Love this book club today. Send you all good vibes. Happy Friday and have a great weekend. Oh, yes, the weekend. I'm so glad. Here in Berlin is already almost 7 p.m. So after this is weekend,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So Kathleen said, you're a funny one, Elizabeth. There you go. Appreciation for Elizabeth. Thank you for sending it.
Thanks, Katie.
Robin said, this is so interesting. Thank you for doing this. I love the book. Yes, it was the purpose of this was definitely going deeper, talking about a little bit of the backstage and going between how it was to really make this happen. So I'm glad that you liked it, Robin. Anything else? Any other comments, April? April is taking a look on your comments. She's checking on Facebook and on YouTube as well. So we are definitely going to go back to it. Oh, I have another one. So Brenda said, but you can tell there's there are different writers in the game. Sometimes the same items are called different things. Oh, this is another thing.
That's another thing, yeah. So that is something. So one of the there are always going to be like inconsistencies in a game, especially one that has gone on for as long as June's has. Like June's Journey is turning like 9 this year.
Yes.
And we never anticipated that the game would go this long, and because of that, we've had to like learn and adapt and to make things more consistent. And one of those actually is with item names. So another behind the scenes stuff is that these days when we name items, we now have like a particular sort of database of item names, so that we call them a specific thing and not another thing. One item that always used to trip us up was it's like a leather tube. You would find that item in a lot of hidden object games, and sometimes it would be called like picture tube or leather tube, or now it's a portrait case. We just call it a portrait case.
So it's more consistent now.
It's more consistent now, yeah.
Okay, so if you keep playing and go to like deeper in the game and the more like the latest scenes is going to be even more consistent. So as long as the more you play, the better it gets.
But honestly, we actually really appreciate it when the stuff gets called out, because we also know that people who notice these inconsistencies notice it because they're paying attention to the game and they're invested.
True detectives.
And and it's just very flattering, and it means a lot to us.
So Brenda said, you're both nice. Oh, thank you, Brenda. Pillar said, love the book. It will make a great series. I do agree. Let's see.
Yes.
Talk about it. So, like, share with your friends.
What a cool idea.
Right?
Wouldn't that be great?
Let's make this happen. It's just like the book needs to be, people need to be talking about it. Of course, you're very, very happy where we're at, but let's go further. Then we can maybe in the future.
I mean, the best part of the fact that that this novel has gotten made is that I think there are now going to be people who don't normally play games who are now going to get to know about June.
Yeah.
Like, I love that you all play like June's Journey, and I play video games and you play games.
Definitely.
But there are people who just, it's not for them, and they've never gotten to meet or know June because they haven't done it. And now that this book is out, they may actually get a chance to meet June and maybe discover just like a whole new world of stories.
So Rena Goodling said, will there be another book club? That was fun, but let's see. Maybe for another book.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future, then we can talk maybe deeper into the book, like the end chapters. I'm not going to promise anything, but if you really liked it, leave a like on this video, like on YouTube, on Facebook as well.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, yeah. Then we will understand that you really enjoyed it, and then we can think about it, So, Robin said as well, please do more of these. Thank you so much, Robin, for your support as well. And BD18 said, enjoy a great German beer for me. I can guarantee that. I can do that for you. Don't worry. You don't have to stress about it.
We're on it.
This is happening. Yeah. Also, actually, there was one thing that I want to do in the beginning of this book club, the live stream, that I forgot. So I want to do it today because there is this message that was written by Zach.
Oh yes, Zach Parker, head writer of
it's
JJ.
One of the first things in the book. So before the story starts, and it's a message from Wooga to everyone, and I think it is very nice. It says, this book is dedicated to the millions of June's Journey players around the world. For our long-standing detectives who have tapped their ways through countless hidden object scenes, thank you for your continued support and passion, and for solving so many cases with June Parker over the years. 9 years, like as I said. You made the world of June's Journey what it is today. And for those new detectives meeting June for the first time, welcome. It's wonderful to have you with us. We are excited that all the glamour and twists from our game carry over faithfully to the page. For you and for all the lovers of mysteries, enjoy the journey. I thought this message from Zach was really, really beautiful, and I wanted to share with you all. And I think this is like a very nice way to say goodbye as well. Thank you so much for staying with us for this 1 hour. I'm very glad that you enjoyed the book club. And we are definitely going to see each other again on other videos. There's way more interesting things coming up in the future. We are going to, maybe you already saw on social media, but June is going to meet other characters from other novels.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Yeah, so we are going to have this wonderful collaboration with Agatha Christie. So she's going to meet Poirot, right? It's going to be fun. Did you manage to work on this project as well?
I did, yeah. So we've got a lot of different interesting team-ups coming up.
Nice.
But it was interesting reading more about Agatha Christie and, of course, her famous character, Hercule Poirot.
Yes.
Poirot. I'm like choked on it.
Yeah,
Poirot.
it's a difficult name. It's a Belgian name after all. And also, you can keep an eye on social media. We're going to have this super fun campaign called Top Detective, where you can, of course, participate. And if you win, then I'm already going to already kind of announce a new thing. Can I, April? Can I mention it?
Go for it.
Go for it? Okay, I have the permission. So yes, the Top Detective may take you, if you participate and win, you can go to the JuneCon. This is something that's going to happen. Exciting.
JuneCon.
Yes. In September, it's going to be in Chicago. Once again, we had this wonderful book event in Chicago last week that we're going to share the video tomorrow. So you keep an eye for this, and in the future, we are going to also have JuneCon. And with that, I see that the links for the prizes are already being shared in the chat. As I said, they're also going to be in the description. Thank you so much for being with us. And until next time, enjoy the journey.
Sa